Oh, I saw an interesting move you guys did. You bought back your round C shares at a higher valuation than what they were at the moment. What was the rationale behind that?
So we did a Series C financing, I'm gonna try to get my dates right here, in 2019, in the Q4 of 2019, and we raised $200 million from a series of investors. When we negotiated that, we had pre-negotiated the ability to repurchase that up to a certain period of time for 1.5x the issuance. So we repurchased all of the Series C back from our investors because we thought it was a good investment. We thought that was accretive to all of our other shareholders. As you mentioned or you asked, we have been profitable and cash flow positive, so we're able to use that. So we've repurchased north of $500 million of Ripple shares over the past couple of years, including that financing.
And of course, the market's not great right now, but is an IPO on the cards at some point?
Well, I think we want to get certainty and clarity in the United States with the US SEC. I'm hopeful that the SEC will not slow that process down any more than they already have. But we certainly at a point in scale where that is a possibility, and we'll look at that once we're past this lawsuit with the SEC.
Hey guys, do you think Ripple will go for an IPO after the current Ripple versus SEC case is over? Well, I certainly think so, and as we speak, chances are they're already looking into it. Today we have some amazing content for you, so don't touch that dial. We just found out about two massive events that are probably underway as we speak and could potentially change the whole cryptocurrency game. Guys, this is definitely worth your time. As always, welcome to Moneyside, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we drop new videos. Don't forget to smash that like button, and you can always leave a comment or question in the section below. Currently, inflation is wreaking havoc in our bank accounts, and it's finally time that we find ways to hedge against inflation. One such way is to diversify our portfolios so that if anything happens, you still have an upper hand and you don't actually lose a lot. Additionally, as an XRP owner, I've seen this coin's price tank, and in my opinion, of course you're entitled to your own, XRP has held its own against inflation. The amount of value that XRP has lost over the last year or so can't be compared to the value Bitcoin just lost in this year alone. Bitcoin tanked heavily, leading to massive losses across the board, and not just for Bitcoin holders alone. And that's where smart investing comes into play. If you choose to diversify your portfolio, you could have easily recovered from Bitcoin's fall. So what's holding back the future of Ripple and XRP? Well, of course, it's the SEC versus Ripple case. Now that said, let's check out what's actually happening in court. For the last few days, we've not seen a lot of motions in court, but we're all waiting for something big to happen. Judge Torres has forced the SEC to produce documents related to Hinman's speech, but the SEC objected to this motion. Now what we are waiting for is Ripple's response to the SEC's objection against Judge Torres. May I remind you that the regulatory body is currently getting on the nerves of the judge? That's because they've been asked more than once to produce these documents, and every single time they've objected. And I'm sure in their response, Ripple will say a lot. Unfortunately, the SEC will likely be forced again to produce these documents and continue objecting. I feel like there's something that the SEC is really trying hard to hide from the public that's actually present in those documents. Chances are, these documents may contain information that could turn the tides of the current court case. Another massive event that's about to hit the market is Mt. Gox. As we have seen lately, a lot of the former Mt. Gox members are actually getting their Bitcoin back. For that reason, there's been a lot of speculation that Mt. Gox customers may dump their newly reclaimed Bitcoin on the soon. But if you think about it, there's a chance that this has already been priced in, and these fears are just being overblown. So even if we have a short-term liquidity event where tons of Bitcoin hit the market, this might not have any huge effect on the price. And in my opinion, that's because when things are already known, they tend to have less impact on the market and the price. Prices in most times are driven by the unknown or things that people aren't expecting to happen. For that reason, it's safe to say that the Mt. Gox thing is less of a big deal right now. If Bitcoin was to sell off based on the MicroStrategy news, that would have front-run the event's occurrence. In essence, these are short-term narratives that really won't affect a lot. Therefore, if you'd like to get into the markets, this would be an ideal time, as such short-term narratives have little to no effect on the fundamentals. Now, away from all that, I want us to go over a clip I shared in one of our recent videos. I have some opinions to share on exactly what I think is going on and what the said market event could be. To start with, keep in mind that Jimmy Valley is a highly connected securities lawyer and a member of the XRP community. So, of course, what he shares matters to us, and that's why I'll be breaking it down for you.
That's all supposed to come together in November. I believe that we're going to have a market event. I don't know what that's going to be, but I believe they're going to have a market event within the next 4 weeks that is going to be so profound that they will have to come to the judge and beg for a resolution.
Even SEC?
Even the SEC, the federal government will basically have to get together and say, we've got to come together on this and get the clarity now, because this event will be so significant. You'll have to have the use of the asset.
As you've seen from that clip, Jimmy Valley talks about a market event. He makes sure it looks like speculation, but I doubt if anyone would talk about something like this if he wasn't confident about it. All the same, Valley hints to us on a resolution on the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. The turn of events will push the U.S. government to need Ripple and XRP. But think about it, really. Why would the U.S. government ever need XRP? What would be the reason? Well, that has to be a massive liquidity event. And if you remember something else that we talked about in one of our prior videos, Jerome Powell is on record talking about how in times of stress, the U.S. financial markets are not liquid enough, as we don't have the technology to support that yet. Only that the technology is here with us already, and it's XRP, the digital asset that they've slapped with a securities lawsuit.
Well, I know if I ask you about the recession probability, your job is to say, no, I don't think that's going to happen because you're at the Federal Reserve. But a lot of your former colleagues, including Bill Dudley and Don Cohn, have said you cannot do this without inducing a recession.
Well, I was interviewing Roger Ferguson just last night, and he said the same thing. So yes, I am hearing all of that, and I understand that. I actually think that the thing we have to just be mindful of is that this context is nothing like we've ever seen in my lifetime, in my policy space. The pandemic-driven disruptions, we have a war in Ukraine. There are a lot of things that are intersecting in ways that I think make it really hard to know with any kind of certainty where the economy is likely to go. So I'm keeping my mind open. I'm an optimist, but a worried optimist. I worry all the time, and so I'm just going to pay attention to see where things go.
That is a video from May of this year when the Fed's Raphael Bostic warns of the worsening market liquidity. Following the simultaneous Fed rate hikes, the economy may essentially suffer. According to Hellenic Shipping News Worldwide, the concurrence of interest rate hikes and balance sheet reduction will lead to a massive reduction in global dollar liquidity, which will have a huge impact on the global economy. Ordinary Americans may welcome the taming of inflation, especially if job demand remains strong, because that will ease the monetary pressure on them to a certain extent. But the interest rate hikes and balance sheet reduction will raise the specter of an economic crisis in the U.S. The immediate cause of the U.S.'s subprime crisis in 2007 was the huge bubble created by a long period of low interest rates that was punctured by a sudden increase in interest rates. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can always let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below and turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.